Hello, everybody. I'm going to continue with my previous installment for the fifth episode, which was around anger. And I kind of talked about anger on how it is a reflection of a means of protecting us. And I went into detail about that. And then at the end of the episode, I talked about how there is this other premise to how we experience anger, which is a reflection of a lack of emotional regulation. And another premise I wanted to quickly talk about before I go into my installment today is there's another reason why people express anger. And people who typically have high levels of anxiety are more prone to anger. It's specifically people who have OCD or other forms of anxiety. They're typically more rigid and lack the skills and flexibility to cope. Therefore, when confronted with a situation that conflicts with their anxiety, they don't have a lot of wiggle room, and therefore, since they don't have the flexibility to deal with it, they become rigid. And just imagine a pencil, if you bend it, it will break. That's kind of what an individual who's rigid and has a lot of anxiety. They don't have a lot of wiggle room to a pencil. They bend very little and then they break. And that's kind of what happens with individuals with anxiety when dealing with stressors and other people. When they are dealing with anxiety during their social interactions, that is when you will see it. Other times, they still have the anger, but you're not going to experience it or see it because it's more internal. But when individuals have a lot of different coping skills, mechanisms, outlets, constructiveness to their day, and a way of coping and managing and regulating themselves, they're much more flexible. Therefore, when dealing with stressors or anxiety, they are more flexible in situations. There's a give and take, and they don't break. They're more like a straw. A straw can bend and be manipulated and still perform its job and still provide you with that drink that it's supposed to provide you with. So a straw is kind of the analogy of a well-adapted or a well-adjusted individual. And then the individual who is not is more rigid and would bend like and break like the pencil.